candidate in the city of Chicago, now is your time, because we are done with the Democratic Party. Brandon Johnson, Governor Pritzker, and President Biden have shown us what they think about the black community all over this country. And so we're standing here today to say, okay, if that's what it is, we with it. We don't have to support the Democratic Party. Right. We don't have to continue to support people who are not going to support us. And the Democratic Party here in this city, in this state, and in this country is not supporting us. You got the Republicans on one side and the Democrats on the other side. Guess what? They're part of the same bird.
That's right. With two wings.
So it doesn't matter anymore which party we go with. But I'll tell you this, I'd rather deal with the snake that's outfitting himself of the Republican Party than the snake that's covered up in the Democratic Party.
That's right.
We're not going to continue to stand for this. We're not going to continue to allow our state representatives, our congressmen, our aldermen, and our mayor to let us know that we don't matter.
Yes, it is happening. I don't know how the media will spin this. This is crazy. These people are standing up to speak up their minds on what they are experiencing. This is not the first time. They thought given a chance to Johnson, this situation can change. But I've realized it is even worse than the previous administration. It is even worse than what they thought. Now they have taken up a decision, like they want to give a chance for a Republican candidate. Like I have been saying, you get just what you voted for. If you see them in tears, it is just a result of what they voted for. What I've seen, they kind of melt down. I'm going to play all these videos so you can see exactly what is going on. Johnson recently sent out a video on Twitter trying to call out, blame the January 6th for what is going on. It was even a sin actually watching that video, because I didn't expect him to, be that stupid. Look at the migrant situation. He is focusing his attention on this, and the people of Chicago are suffering. Now they are demanding that they should also give them. Yes. They don't want to even call them migrants. They want to call them illegal citizens or foreigners in another countries, because they are using this issue of black people like...
This morning I heard Mayor Brandon Johnson say that the sentiment in the black community is waning. A lie. The sentiment is not waning. We are not okay with you taking our resources and giving them to people who don't live here. As Mark stated before, you are preparing housing for them. One of the reasons that the city of Chicago was able to close 50 schools was because of the black flight. And the reason we had a black flight was because there is no affordable housing in this city. It is because the city of Chicago shut down the voucher system so that blacks who needed to get affordable housing could not. So they had no choice but to flee to other states. But now you found money for the migrants.
That's right.
We're calling foul. And then another thing you said was that the faith-based leaders were helping to bring around the sentiment. We haven't paid attention to faith-based leaders since Dr. Martin Luther King. And guess what? We're not listening to them now. We understand that they are bought and paid for. We understand that you control the narrative that they are trying to speak about. So let me just say this to you. We're not listening to them the same way we're not listening to you. What you're doing is not okay. And let me just say this other thing. Emerson Park is still closed. And our mayor has decided that because we didn't support migrants coming to our park, we just ain't gonna have a park. I call foul, Mayor. You love to stand around and talk about how you're a black man. That's all you are, is a black man. And we know that all black folks ain't skin folks. And those of us who didn't know that, you're giving us a great lesson. So we thank you for that. No, the sentiment has not changed. We are still for black people. We are still for this city supporting us. We're still for black people getting the same set asides that these migrants are getting. Oh, excuse me, not migrants, because what they are is illegal foreign nationals. They are not migrants. They are not coming here illegally. So just because you put lipstick on a pig, it's still going to be a pig. Yes. So we are not backing down. We were quiet for a minute. I know you thought that the sentiment has changed. It has not. And like I tried to remind people, not only did I support Brandon Johnson, not only did I campaign for Brandon Johnson, not only did I give him my money, but I want you to know two things. Number one, I'm not a fan. I have buyer's remorse. Number two, for any independent candidate in the city of Chicago, any Green Party candidate in the city of Chicago, and any Republican candidate in the city of Chicago, now is your time.
Yes, this is what Nas sent out on Twitter. It is happening. This sister was speaking raw truth. She literally corrected herself in the moment. She went from saying migrant to illegal. Foreign nationals, real black Americans in Chicago are done with the open border Democrat. Mandatory verified video learned 4.3. Now to foreign nationals. That is what I've seen with a lot of people. If she could continue to say they're migrant, it could sound really bad, like they should not get aid. But calling it foreign nationals is absurd now, because with politics, they would like to make you understand that these are migrants. We understand what they are doing. NAS is calling out the open border. They are done with all this. So it is high time Democrats realize that the people have been sleeping for years, suffering. The situation of migrants has actually caused them to sit and observe that they cannot continue with this kind of lifestyle. So if something is not done, in fact, nothing can be done at this time. So they want to give a chance. Like she said, it is preferable to deal with a snake you don't know. But I don't think a Republican candidate can make the same mistake, because when I look at some of their values, what they stand for, it is not for an open border. It is not to be aligned what is going on. I don't want to cause some of the situation like the videos I put out here. I'm not in Chicago. What I report is just what I see on social media and from verified sources. Reasons I always talk like I'm there. I'm responding to this because someone said, why are you talking with a lot of emotions like you are living in Chicago? I don't do videos just vaguely. When I'm putting out a video, I have feelings. I understand the situation, how they're feeling, because I've been in many, many places and I try to avoid certain situations. Like, I should not be involved into this kind of situations. Before I travel, I always think, like, am I using the right way to go? Reason, when I do this, I stand with my word, no matter how someone is offended. I've often gotten a lot of issues when I'm talking about these migrations. People say, oh, you're a black person, why are you talking this way? And so what? Because I'm a black person, I should not stand up for the truth. That is the most craziest part I see frequently. So I should stay silent because I'm a black person, right?